Good morning, CSL Tacoma. Can you hear me? There we are. So your program says that we're doing surrender. We're not doing surrender because things just weren't lining up this week. We couldn't figure out why, and then we found out the talk title was different. And then as soon as we found out the talk title, we instantly knew the music we were supposed to do, so we changed it. You're probably going to want to sing on this one. You might want to dance on this one. Do as you are led.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing, sing, sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. Yeah, yeah. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing, sing.
Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by.
Fly.
And we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be this close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose.
We are family.
I got all my sisters
I wanna hear you
with me.
singing with me.
Hey, hey.
We are family. Get up, everybody.
Get up, everybody, and get up, everybody, and we are family. Family. Woo! I see you back there.
Get up, sisters with me.
Hey, yeah.
Got all
We
my
are
sisters.
family. Hey, hey.
Get up, everybody,
and
sing. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future and our goals inside. We don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. This is our family too. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. I got all my sisters with me.
We are family.
We are family.
Get up, everybody, and sing.
Sing,
Hey,
sing, sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. I got all my sisters. I got all my sisters with me.
We are
Family. We are family. Get up, everybody.
and sing.
Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Yeah, yeah. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family.
Thank you.
Y'all better be awake now.
Thank you so much for that. That's such a theme song for Pride Month, so thank you. Good morning. Can we try that one more time? Good morning. Thank you. I'm Justin Arbuthnot, and I'm here to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma. Those in person and those online, we are so glad that you are here with us today. Our musicians today are ChristineEss Young and Christina Brewer. We'll hold the applause to the end. Our audiovisual team is Erik, Perrohe, Ronald Evans, and India Grace. Our practitioners today are Angelina O'Connor on platform and Suzanne Fraser holding high watch or consciousness in the back. Thanks to our greeters, Laura and the fabulous me, who met you with a smile as you came in the door, and also to Tracy Klein for coordinating our light snack and refreshments today, and to Kaylin and her helper who are teaching and caring for our children downstairs. Our speaker today is Reverend Mathew Brecht. Now you can applaud. Please see your program announcements for important information about all the fantastic things happening here at the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma. And for folks joining us online, please visit our website, csltacoma.org, and explore the heading, What We're Up To. Practitioners will be in the room in the back after service holding a prayer circle. Please join them if you have a need for prayer. If you are new today and are comfortable raising your hand, please do so that we can say hello and give you a welcome packet. Raise your hand. I think we gave them all out. Perfect. We also invite you to join us after the service for refreshments and authentic connections. The Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community, connected through a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We awaken and embody an understanding of our oneness with Source and all of life. We are committed to individual transformation, healthy relationships, and being a beneficial presence in our community and the planet. Our vision is to create a world that is thriving in harmony. Your presence makes a positive difference, and you are most welcome here. And now it's time for our minister's moment with Reverend Drew Ebersole.
Thank you. Yep. Who thinks we should start every service with "You're our family"? We're probably not going to do that, but man, that was good. Thank you guys so much. That was so awesome to start it that way. So I'm Reverend Drew Ebersole. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. We have a couple of things to do really fast, and then we'll make some announcements, and we'll get going with the service. But first, I want to say that Beth is here, and it looks like our wonderful ChristineEss taught a wonderful class, which she has a little certificate to offer to Beth in person here. So Christine, why don't you come up and just introduce her and say what you're giving her a little certificate for.
Beth, could you come on up to the front of the room, please? So we got to teach this amazing class, The Mystical Path, up at Genesis. And as you know, we have that opportunity now for people to take classes at one another's centers. And Beth courageously said yes and went on this spiritual journey with us for The Mystical Path. And after 8 weeks of study and rearranging our brains and just opening ourselves to the mysticism that already resides and desires to express from within, she kicked some butt. And I now would like to present her with her certificate of completion.
And I know that Ken also took that class, and we gave him a certificate last time, but recognizing both of them for being with them. And that's part of our shared program. What's happening is we're connected with other centers, and we're promoting more education, and it's allowing more people more opportunities to take classes. And so Ken's a big one in that, and our whole practitioner team. And could all the practitioners that are here just raise their hand really quickly today? So these are the folks we see, and these are the folks that can really help you. When you have something that you need, these are people you see to pray, to treat intentionally for it, and to get your head around what you want to have happen in your world, the world, our world. So don't be afraid. It's not anything super strange or wild. It's just a very intentional technology, is what we call it, to have your brain focus on what you want to see and move toward that desire. And then what happens is, poof, it happens. You're co-creating with the universe. And that's magic. And that's, you possess that magic, all of you. So let's do it. All right. So we mix here the beautiful buffet line of all that's life, which means bitter, sour, sweet, salty, savory, all of it together. And it's not either or. And joy doesn't reside only in rainbows, unicorns, kittens, and bags of donuts. It exists in all of the formulation of everything. And I had the great privilege of walking with many, many, many members through some very tough times, and watching them thrive through that is it's miraculous. It's engaging, it's real. And recently, Aris and I've been on a journey together, and they have written a poem that they wanted to share with you as a way of recognizing the depth of the journey and the pain and the love that exists in all of us. So, Aris, if you would come to the stage, and they wanted to read this poem, so here they are.
Okay. Shake it off. Okay. Yeah, so I wrote this as I was starting to come out the other side. Is that better? Yes. Oy vey. Okay. Thriving. I have been the victim. I am the survivor that is thriving. I have been an addict chained down. Now I am clean, clear, and free. I have been my diagnoses, living just waiting for the next crisis to hit. I am living free from fear now. The storm extends towards me. I know it, and I can feel it rumbling overhead, shaking the ground. I stand firm, knowing I am stronger and that it is just passing by. The sun shines through the scattering clouds, warming my face. I wanted to leave this world, a permanent escape from the pain. I let the light of 100 souls guide my soul to a healing place. They embrace me to show me the way. When I wake from the dark, I see the world anew, a new path ahead showing me the way to my purpose. All the experiences led me to my strength. Today, I begin my healing with a step toward my place in the world. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so affirming. Thank you for the courage to read that. It's beautiful all the way around. So I'm in authenticity. I'm having a realization here too in the moment of the energy we live in, that we create together by doing that authentic caring, and really that's how we're different on this planet right now. Our movement, our people, we rise together like this in a way that acknowledges everything and connects us together, and I want to thank you for that. And would you just take a second and reach out and pat your neighbor on the back and say thank you for being here with me on this journey. So let's come back. Take a deep breath in. Feel it, live it, be it, do it. That's why we're on this planet. That's why you have this precious human birth, and this time right here. Don't let anything get in the way of that ultimate power of connection, unity, and creating everything that's going to help us thrive in harmony. You are the answer. You are the answer. Okay. Now, to enact that, we have this cool project called Food for the Soul. And Tracy and SueBob, who are the architects of this, SueBob really is the architect, but they're both the builders. They have an announcement. This is the final day of bidding, and the events are rolling back there. And I knew you want to build connections and love with everyone, so here they are, SueBob and Tracy and George.
Thank you, Drew. Yeah, Food for the Soul is 17 events throughout the summer that you have the opportunity to bid on a spot at one of those events. Come hang out, have fun, learn things, go hiking, take classes. I mean, there's all kind of things. The bidding sheets are back in the back, and today is the last day. So we're going to have a whole fun summer full of events, build some community. And we've already built community because When I look out, about a third of the people here have been involved in this project in one way or another, either as the A-team planning this or as hosts for the parties. So thank you to everyone. We're just, getting together, having some fun. So bid high, bid often. And Tracy has, and if you need a bidder number, or if you're temporarily financially inconvenienced and can't afford to bid, see me. And then see Tracy for everything else that she's going to explain.
Hey, good morning to everybody. So I'm part of that breakfast club that's, silly enough to get here at 8 in the morning. And we've been reading Emerson's essays, and I just wanted to read this one thing. It said, he cleaves to one person and avoids another, according to their likeness or unlikeness in himself, truly seeking himself in his associates. And we were discussing this in class this morning. I said, that's right, because I've sought out this community right here, and I am a part of it. And then I thought, we can break that down even further, because each of us has our own interest, and this is a chance for you to just hang out with people with the same interest. I'm interested in writing, so I'm going to the writing workshop. But it gives us a chance to hang out with people, even in smaller groups of our own interest. So we've had a lot of bids coming in. And we put in a new plan last week, which you all cooperated with, and it worked beautifully. So we want to stick with that this week. If you go to bid and you see a pink line, and you are bidding either below that line or on the next sheet, come and see me immediately, because that means you're going to be outbidding somebody. I need to immediately figure out who that person is and announce them so they can put in a higher bid if they would like. So, and it worked great last week, and I think if we just stick with that through today. And like I said, if you're not sure if you've been outbid, go look. If your name is highlighted in yellow or your bidder number, you've been outbid. So again, then just put in another bid, come see me, and I'll say, hey, guess what? Now this other person's been outbid because you outbid them. But it worked great, and if we can just all stick with that, I think we'll have a wonderful conclusion to this, and we got all kinds of fun events to go to this summer. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so it's a big party. We're going to have it. We'll have snacks and refreshments afterwards, so come on down. Yes?
I just wanted to say the height, number one, that Ty and I are doing, there are 10 spots for it. So I don't
Okay.
think it's full yet.
Joe's got more spots.
Ty's helping out, so we're bringing 2 cars, so it can be a total of 10 people.
Awesome. Dorothy, do you want to say anything? Sure. Come on up, real quick. We got a lot going on, so hang tight. This is an adventure this morning. Here we go.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Darlene Green, and I'm going to be hosting the Scribe It workshop. It's on July 26th. It's a series it's 2 workshops. So the first day is on July 26th, and it's over at my home in Gig Harbor. If you have ever thought about writing a book, do you have that call? Like, do you have a book in you? Have you been journaling and you're looking maybe for more clarity and more depth in what it is that you receive? Then this workshop is for you. We'll be going over really the energetic and the consciousness component of what it takes to be writing from your highest essence. And that really is what occurs when you connect with the infinite. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Sounds like a lot. But we do that and then have lunch. And then we decide together the second workshop. Anyway, I'd love to see you there.
Thank you. Okay, gratitudes. They're in your program. Submit them. We read them. Here we go. Experience them. Remember that gratitude is a powerful force, and you can get the same lift from hearing these. So take a deep breath, open up, and receive these gratitudes. Roots class and the CSL community. Feelings of joy, abundance, and gratitude. Grateful for my adult kids that they tackled my overgrown lawn. The beauty of the world. 3-day weekends, warm summer nights, pop music, and CSL. A restful weekend and bees. The feelings of genuine love walking into CSL, the hugs full of love and compassion that is felt so to my core. For Reverend Drew, for the love, compassion, and inspiring words. You, everyone in the center, You've infused my heart with spirit and love for all and for myself. This says the release of my debut novel, Native Brushstrokes. And it says you can find it on Amazon. So here's a little commercial. 1 month of sobriety today. Thank you for the loving conduct, the non-judgment. It is so releasing. The peace of my life brought to fruition through the enhanced work of being one with everything. Feeling like coming home to family every Sunday after a hard week. Being at CSL when I feel broken. My CSL family helps me walk through my feelings. Reverend Drew and Leslie, I'm deeply grateful for you both. I am not broken. All right, for the privilege of being here at CSL and healing and finding my community. That's our gratitudes. Bravo. So what we talk about a lot here is not political situations or positions and all that, because that's playing in that small field. We talk about the unity of all, and we deal with all that together. And one area we need to really make sure we're connecting with is our world, our planet, who we are. We are one with the planet, literally, in every possible way. And I thought of this like metaphor that it's like Mother Earth. We often hear Mother Earth, right? So what does a mother do? A mother gives birth and nurtures you and feeds you and cares for you and helps you to grow. And then what happens is, as you age through your time, and I've done this myself, you end up caring for your mother. It's a natural transition that occurs. Well, we're in that age where we need to care for our mother. And we need to all unite in a way that's going to bring about healthy, loving, beautiful environment for us and the rest of our lives, for our children and our children's children, and all the species that exist on this planet. We are all one with everything. So I say that because Reverend Mathew is going to be talking about this kind of sacred naturalness. And later today, at about 1:30, we're going to meet at Point Defiance and do a sacred walk through nature. It's going to be powerful. But I want to introduce Mathew now so he can come up right after the song. He doesn't have to come up right now, but I'm just going to say he's a brilliant, lovely, kind, warm minister whose heart and mind are centered around a united planet and a united earth together. And so his words this morning, I think, are going to reflect a lot of that. It's a privilege to know him and have him here at our center. And so without any further ado, let's hear some music and let's get rocking. Awesome.
It's interesting that you said that God is not just in the unicorns and the rainbows and all of that stuff, because it's really in alignment with what I was just about to say too. I was reading, has anybody heard the word Ho'oponopono? Okay. I was reading a book on Ho'oponopono, and I was listening to jazz instrumental music, and all of a sudden I got this download of this song that I'm about to sing. And it really reminds us that when things are great and beautiful and wonderful, God's there. And I'm not going to say when things are bad, right? I'm going to say when life presents a growing opportunity, God's there. And we have the opportunity to look at those growing opportunities and bless them and thank them for the growth and release them. So that's where this song came from, and it's called All Is God. God is in the quiet, God is in the dance. God is in your laughter. God is in romance. God is in forgiveness. God is in the love. God is here forever, around, within, above. When life doesn't go exactly as I thought it would, when struggles I face seem to be more than they should, when disappointments always seem to rise up, I have to remember all is God, all is good, all is well, because God is in the quiet. God is in the dance. God is in your laughter. God is in romance. God is in forgiveness. God is in the love. God is here forever, around, within, above. When I reach out in peace and everything's as it should be. When I wake up and breathe and I feel the God that lives in me. When I quiet my mind and the divine is all I seek, I remember all is God, all is good, all is well. Because God is in the quiet. God is in your dance. God is in your laughter. God is in romance. God is in forgiveness. God is in your love. God is here forever, around, within, above. I love you. I bless you. I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. I bless you. I forgive you. Thank you. You see, God is in the quiet. God is in your dance. God is in your laughter. God is in romance. God is in forgiveness. God is in your love. God is here forever, around, within, above. God is in the quiet. God is in your dance. God is in your laughter. God is in romance. God is in forgiveness. God is in the love.
Good morning, everyone, on this beautiful day. Thank you. I'm going to do a reading from Mark Nepo. I've done readings from him before. This is a different book called The 7,000 Ways to Listen. He wrote this book as he was going deaf, and he had to find new ways to listen. Where's my bookmark? Oh, I'm going to read another one. This is part of a longer reading, and I'll just read a little bit of it. I've learned a great deal drifting in and out of wakefulness over the years. In the beginning, I used to do a lot of things: write, play, music, draw, garden, one after another. But along the way, it stopped about creating things and about the space that is opened in the process of creating. Now the experience of creating brings me such joy, because somehow I came to the realization that it is the space that creates opening that saves me, not what it produces. Now, it doesn't matter if I finish anything. I just need to be in that space. In that holy interlude, I am grounded. Only when in conversation with what is eternal am I able to stand in a fundamental knowing that is unshakable. When I stand there, I feel calm. When I stand there, I'm attuned to a completely different weather. And And let us take a moment to breathe together. If you're comfortable, letting your eyes close. And just feel the opening as you breathe, opening into the fullness, opening into the love that's all around you, letting it in through every part of you, even through the pores of your skin. And I know when I'm in this place that there is only this one source of everything. That God, that Allah, that whatever you call it, it doesn't matter, because God doesn't care. He's all of it. She is all of it. They are all of it, whatever that be. It is in everything that we see around us. There is nothing without it. And so each part of creation is made from that God stuff. And each person in this room is beaming with that, flowing through them like a wave again and again and again. God stuff, everywhere present. And as I look up in the night sky, I see a zillion stars, more than I could possibly count. And I open my arms because that represents the infinite possibilities within me. And this is also true for each person present today. Opening their arms to the infinite possibilities, because you can have it all. You are God stuff. And in this knowing, I feel so blessed. Blessed to share these words, blessed to be with these people, my family. And I release this word into that divine mind that always says yes, never says anything else. And if there's any doubt, if there's any fear, breathe in that infinite possibility that is you. Just replace that thought or feeling with the bigger picture, because that is your birthright. All of you. No one is excluded. And with that I say, and so it is.
Just in case.
Millions of stars placed in the sky by one God. Millions of us, we lift up our eyes to one God. So many children calling out loud by many a different name. One Spirit, loving each the same. Many the ways that all of us pray to one God. Many the paths winding their way to one God. Brothers and sisters, there are no strangers after God's work was done. For your God and my God are one. Millions of stars, they were placed in the sky by one God. Millions of us, we lift up our eyes to one God. So many children calling out loud by many
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Is this on? We're here, aren't we? Thank you for that. You know, I want to start. I'm Reverend Mathew, by the way. I know a lot of you here because I was a staff minister here for 3 years, and I see you. Good morning. Wonderful to have you here. And then I went and followed a big shiny object, which was really good, and now I get to be back here a little bit, so it's amazing. Thank you. And, you know, it's interesting. Somebody talked about rewiring. Was that you? My message has been rewired since I got here this morning. That's how wonderful this place is, because I got to tell you, there's a healthy energy here. And what I love is that all of you are learning how to be self-empowered in spirit. And you're letting your minister lead you. And there's a collective nature here of growth and of health and of well-being. And I'm so glad to talk about nature today because it's all part of it. So some of the words that I've heard so far this morning are rewire, like I said. Technology, thank you for that, because we do practice spiritual technology. And I've also heard family, and then of course it's Pride Month. So let's just take a moment and honor that. It's a very important time of year where we can see each other with fresh eyes and loving eyes and acknowledge the oneness of everybody and everything. Thank you for your poem. I thank you for that. It took a lot for you to say that up here, and it's a beautiful journey. And how many of us have been through the dark, and then we begin to see a little glimmer of light, and we walk towards that light, and it gets a little bit brighter with each step we take, and it's almost as if there's a tether that's pulling us through. And then we get to the other side, and we can breathe again. So here's a quote. I'm going to start with 2 quotes regarding nature. Nature has a language. It has a frequency. It has a pulse. It is something our soul knows because we are intrinsically connected to it. It is that oneness. When we spend time in nature, we are restored, renewed, and at peace. Nature takes us back to our foundation, and it is medicine for the soul. Have you ever noticed that when you go out to the park, within a few minutes you feel different? Can anyone notice that? I'm seeing a lot of nodding. Yes. You know why? Because there's a frequency that we reconnect with the second we step into nature. It's the frequency that reminds us that we are connected to it. And it brings us back to our foundation. And here's another quote that I want to share with you. Those who contemplate the beauty of the earth find reserves of strength that will endure as long as life lasts. That's by Rachel Carson. She wrote The Silent Spring several years back about DDT, and what her work actually changed the course of our connection with the environment. So big kudos to her. So I think all of us, and I don't want to speak for you, but are any of you in this room, do you feel like that language is something that's real and tangible? Let's take a deep breath for a minute. Let's make room in our consciousness for that language to flow in, to resonate. Because when we're quiet, we can hear it, and we can feel it, and we can notice it. You know, the roots under the surface are all talking to each other, right? There's so much going on. And when we're attuned to it, we get to experience that presence and that love and that peace and that guidance and that restored sense of who we are and where we fit into this cosmic puzzle of all and everything. And we get to dance with it. And as I said a moment ago, this can happen quickly. It can happen within 15 minutes of stepping into nature, and then within an hour, our brain is rewired. Did you know that? Literally, our brain gets rewired. Now, and the other thing is, that doesn't cost any money, right? It's right here. We literally have Spirit right here inviting us to explore and to be one with. And another thing is nature is intelligent, isn't it? I swear, I'm amazed over and over and over at what this planet can do. By the way, we're not in charge. That's one of our things that we've decided somewhere along the way, is that somehow we have dominion. Sorry, but why don't we just admit right now that that's not the truth? We are connected with, we are not above. And one of the great flaws of our journey here as the human race has been that somewhere along the line we decided that we're somehow separate. How has that worked for us? How has that played out? We've gotten ourselves into quite a pickle, haven't we? So we have this thing that's right here that is so connecting and so easy. And here's some qualities and attributes that resonate with me personally that I want to share with you. It does provide renewal. Nature provides instantaneous renewal, restoration, and it brings about a sense of peace that is beyond words. And all I need to do is go and engage with it without an agenda. Here's a call to you. Here's the first invitation of my talk. When you go into nature this week, go in there without an agenda. Go in there without something to work out in your head. Go out there and just be. Because when we give our minds permission to slow down, they actually do it. It's in the trying to slow it down that we get into problems. Is that resonating? So this week, when you spend time in nature, we'll talk about that agenda here in a few minutes. I'll give you a little invitation, okay? Just go out there and be without an agenda and see what happens. Notice what shows up. As a child, we had a forest behind the house, which was I was very fortunate. That was my sacred space. When things got tense, I ran into that forest. And it felt like the arms of the forest were embracing me. It's this instantaneous feeling of peace. I would go in there and I would go to my little fort that I built, and I'd sit on the ground. And it would even be in the winter when it was pouring rain, and I would just sit there and I would just breathe. And something happened to me. All of that struggle and that strife just evaporated for a moment, for a few moments. And then when I returned to it, I was a different person. And I could handle it differently. So when you've had a really rough day or a rough week, before you do anything else, turn off the technology and go outside. Restore yourself. Because that brings us together in community like this. And imagine if all of us are doing that work, what is the power of community? That's how we change the situation. That's how we heal our relationship with our planet. And so I could escape to the forest, and I felt at home. I felt loved. I felt connected. I felt taken care of. And then I would go back to my family and be a different person and somehow navigate my way through it differently. It took me out of being a victim and took me into a place of empowerment so that I could look at them and see them through the same eyes that nature saw me through in that moment in the forest. You see, it changes us. It allows us to see another through the eyes of the divine and to embrace that. Because sameness isn't what we're going for. We're going for sacred individuality in the oneness and the wholeness of everything. And that's where we thrive. That's where we get inspiration from each other and where we grow from each other in community. And I want to share a story. I was a Boy Scout, and we went to Lake Ozette. I don't know if any of you know where Lake Ozette is. It's out near Forks. Well, it was a week-long hike, and I was 12 years old. So I had this 25-pound backpack at 12 years old. It was my first big hike, and I had one of those sleeping bags, the really thick old ones. Do you remember those? We didn't have those light sleeping bags yet. Okay, those were those huge thick ones that had designs on the inside. When they got wet, it was like 30 pounds more. Remember those? So I have one of those, and I'm 12, and I'm like lugging up these trails, and I did it, and we got to this place called Lake Ozette, and we were creating a campsite out of nothing. Well, the forecast was for a huge storm to come in that afternoon. So we were in nature, preparing for her to show her magnificence and her power, and there was nowhere to go. So we were building wind blocks. And the thing I noticed more than anything is how we worked so well together and collectively for a cause and for our own protection and our own safety. And so that's an example of working with nature when we could be scared, but yet if we embrace it and we're present with it, we find peace and we work with. That's a key here, is instead of managing and controlling, what if we worked with? Because that takes us out of resistance. What do we know about resistance in our teaching? What we resist not only persists, but it increases. I'm paraphrasing Ernest Holmes. So why would we want to do that? Why would we want to try to manage the very thing that knows us better than we know ourselves, when all it wants to do is give to us and support us in being who we came here to be? So the Lake Ozette story was interesting because at 12 years old I learned something. I learned that there's this powerful presence that can express in a multitude of different ways, and I can either be scared of it and close down, or I can be open to it, respect it, love it, appreciate it, and ask for it to share its wisdom. And of course, all of us made it through that storm. We had tents that were ripped in half. We woke up in puddles of water. That sleeping bag was pretty heavy on the way back. But we got back and we all looked at each other and, good job, we did it. And that changed part of me because I realized that we have this magnificent force that is so much larger than us. And this planet is connected to something so vast that we could never even begin to comprehend it. And here we are, and we have this belief sometimes that we are in charge. You see, what that's done is it's caused wars, it's caused famine, it's caused all kinds of challenges. And we are at a point now where, let's just take a moment. I just got a download I want to share with you. Let's just take a moment and take a deep breath. How about right now this changes, starting today, right now? How about right now in this moment we heal our relationship with Mother Earth right now? Because what we know in our teaching is that any given moment, we can change the trajectory of something. Let's do that right now. So when we leave here today, we are now changed. We are now going to see the world around us through a different set of eyes. And we're going to know that we belong there. So I invite you to let that in if you choose. Let it resonate. Let the stillness of the moment pour in. It feels good, doesn't it? You see, we just reconnected with all that is in that moment, in that very simple exercise. So when you go to the park this week or something, do that and see what happens. Notice how it changes you. Notice how it takes you back to that source, that space of peace and presence and quiet within. Because we are being called to return to the foundation of our existence. We're being called to change the fractured relationship and to make it whole once again. Because underneath all of the fractures, it is still whole. It is not lost. And we're being invited to do it by coming together in community. A collective, respectful, beautiful way of creating healing. I have a friend who I've known for over 30 years, and we met in a therapy group when I was 19. And we were reacquainted about 7 years ago at Starbucks after, 23 years. And we picked right back up, and we have these dinners where we talk about quantum physics and metaphysics and all of these mysteries of the universe, and it goes on for like 4 hours, right? So she shared something with me. She gave me the permission to share it with you this morning. She was doing ayahuasca, and she was having a conversation with Mother Nature. And she asked a question: are we destroying you? Are we destroying you? And the answer was no. You're not destroying me, but you're making it difficult. Because I am so much more powerful than that. And I will always be here, whether you all are here or not. So we aren't destroying it, but we need to heal it. Because if we weren't here, it would heal very quickly. So how about if we're part of that solution? How about if we change that right now and rewire ourselves to partake in the beauty and the perfection and the unfoldment of the very environment that we live in, and begin to see the eyes through those eyes, through that lens, and notice what shifts. Because I'll tell you what, if we're doing our own work there, when we see somebody on the street, when we meet the eyes of another, we're going to see them differently. We're going to see them as the divine being that they are. And once that makes its presence in the collective and builds out, we're on a whole new path. By the way, how much time do I have? I actually lost track of time. I'm just checking in because, wow. So, our invitation this week, this is my little invitation to you for the week. It's warm in here, by the way. Starting today, you can come on the sacred walk if you want. I'd love to have you there. And I want to do more of those. And in the meantime, this week, if you can, every evening, go outside. Walk around the neighborhood. Just sit on the porch. Or if you don't have a porch, look out the window. Go to the park. Do it without any type of agenda. Do it without having anything to work out. Because we're working stuff out all through the day, aren't we? Let's give ourselves a break from having to do something and just be. Notice what happens. Notice the flow of energy that pours over you. Notice how it shifts you. And then be in gratitude. And I want to invite you to go to the park sometime this week. The park, the shore, somewhere beautiful that resonates with you, where you can sit on the earth and feel that resonant energy. You can feel that presence, that vibration. You can feel it moving through you. And then the second part of this invitation is to let go of what you're holding on to and let it flow into the earth so that it can be alchemized and renewed. I was in Hawaii last October, and I was on it's called Hawaii Island, but it used to be called the Big Island, right? So the volcano was just beginning its current process. It's erupting a lot right now, but it was just beginning that process. So I went up there, and I went up there by myself that day, and I just needed some space with nature. So I walk out to the edge of the volcano, and I'm standing there, and I'm breathing, and I feel like she says to me, "Give me everything that you don't want. Just let me have it all." Because I had a lot on my mind on that trip. I was trying to regroup and figure out what was going on in my path as a minister and as a human being. And so she said, "Give me everything, I'll burn it up." So I just opened my soul and my mind, and I let the stuff just flow out. And I could feel myself getting lighter. And am I giving you too much? Was my question. Is this too much? And the volcano said, "Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. There's a vast space here that can never be filled. And whatever you give me, all I do with it is I alchemize it and beautify it and return it to the source in which it came from, the source of all perfection. So I left there a different person, and then I went back to the place I was staying and sat on the shore that night on the lava rocks and sat by the ocean and allowed the tears to come. And just allowed all of that stuff to flow from me and flow back out of me. And I felt so freed. And that was my connection with nature right there. And I had that profound experience that changed me. So are you willing to do something this week? Are you willing to go outside and be in it? I mean, it's a beautiful time of year, isn't it? So also, while you're doing your day, just take a moment and listen. Listen to the sounds around you. There's this amazing thing that happens when we have Source at the center of our life. And part of that is having nature as part of our foundation. So when we're there, we can be in the world that is worlding itself along, whether we know it or not, right? And we can be different. And we can be more grounded. And we can move through it in a different way so that it's not so overwhelming. And we can feel more calm. So there's no right or wrong way to connect with nature. It depends on what works for you. You see, in this teaching, we don't tell you the way. We don't tell you how to do it. We don't tell you how to think. But we provide a forum for you to decide what works for you and your spirit. And there's a safe place to have that journey. Nature is a safe place to have that journey. So remember a minute ago we did that thing where we changed things and we're starting in this moment to do something different? Do I have a buy-in on that? Yes. I'm doing it with you. I'm going to go out this afternoon and be into Point Defiance, and whoever wants to join me can. And my goal is to provide a forum for you to experience the brilliance, the magnificence, the frequency, the energy, the pure, pure love, and the intelligence. And allow that frequency to reawaken within you, within your being, and guide you forward. You see, when we do this, we're going to heal the planet. And we already are. But we can increase that. We can increase the pace and the frequency of it by making a commitment. And it's not about doing one thing or the other. It's about doing all of it and making room for everything that needs to unfold and creating space. So I want to invite you to do a little meditation with me. Just place your feet flat on the earth. Allow your hands to come to a rest, whether in your lap or... And let's just take a deep collective breath. Let's recognize that we are breathing in the very frequency of Mother Earth, of the entire cosmos, right here in this moment. We're breathing the air that has been here since the beginning of time. Our heart is beating in the rhythm of all that is. Right now our hearts are beating with the same frequency as the roots under the surface, as the birds, as the waves in the ocean. We are so deeply connected and so deeply loved. And I invite you to allow that to move through you. Welcome it. Make room for it. You see, that's never gone away. It's just asking to be expressed once again. So I invite you now to take a little journey with me and see the earth from space. See that brilliance. I'm interested in all the space travel stuff, and so we've sent something to Saturn, and it was looking back and seeing the Earth from Saturn, and it was this tiny, tiny little speck of light. And it reminded me of the brilliance of this place, but it also reminded me of how we're in this vast oneness that is so much larger than everything that's happening here. And when we tune into that vastness, we free ourselves from the bondage of the human condition. That is what we're being called to do. So as you see the earth from space, I invite you to open your arms and say thank you. Thank you for giving me life. And I love you and I appreciate you. And so may you take that with you today. May you restore your own connection in the highest and the best way that serves you and those around you. And may you be true to who you are. Thank you, and so it is. Thank you. Very warm.
She's talking about rewiring in the class. He's talking about his entire message is being rewired this morning as we speak. I insinuated this earlier. Every single song that you hear this morning, except for the closing song, was rewired yesterday afternoon. Every single song. And then, we've got this dynamic trio here, and we were like, whoa, what about if we bring John in too? So, literally, yesterday afternoon was a whole rewiring process. It's great. It's magnificent. Let's do it.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Hey, I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Hey, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of all the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? Well, they're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. faces of all the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? Well, they're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And thank you, Matthew, for that just really profound, deep message about our connection. If you're interested, 1:30 today, we're meeting at Point Defiance at the mouth of the Rhododendron Garden. Everybody know where the Rhododendron Garden is? All right, so come see me and Matthew if you need directions. Come on down there. We're going to bid, and then we're going to play and hike and reconnect to nature. Dig our roots in deep. If our greatest would come forward, please. We're going to take our blessings in our hand, and we're going to recognize our oneness with other things. Just say these words and then bless the offering as it goes by you to put that energy of healing and oneness in it. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With infinite gratitude, so it is.
You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again. Come, let me love you. Let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter. Let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you. Let me always be with you. Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again.
We give deep gratitude for our abundance, knowing it will do good in the world. Thank you, thank you. Blessings. Thank you.
All I can say is, wow. My heart feels so full, I'm just brought to tears. Breathe with me. All of life is in a web. Every point of consciousness, whether it be people, aliens, plants, animals, whatever it be, are little diamonds at the intersection of that web. All are one. If one part of that web moves, all of that moves. And so every consciousness, person, whatever, affects everything else. And if one part is hurt, all parts are hurt. And that's happening within humankind, that's happening in plants, that's happening in the earth. It's happening in everything because it's all one. We feel individual, but we are not. We are one in that web. And I am so grateful for all of the things that have been said, all the songs that have been sung today. Reverend Mathew's talk, touching each one of us in the way that we needed to be touched. And touching. And I'm so grateful for all the people that have helped, the greeters, the sound people, the children's helpers, and all of the other people, because they make this family that we are. And in great gratitude, I say yes. I say yes, yes, yes. And I release that into the divine mind that takes it in its arms and says yes. And with that I say, so it is.
All right. Nice. Together we rise. And if you choose to physically do that, great.
Together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy, together we rise. Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. Light, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one and together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy, together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. through love, peace, and joy. Together we
Rise as one. Love you and blessings.